You never really know when life is gonna shift. One minute everything feels normal, and then bam, something changes. That's what happened to our friends Mike and Lissa. They had to leave in a hurry, driving down to Florida because Mike's mom was rushed to the ICU. It was serious, like life or death serious. Now before I go any further, I'll ease your mind. She is okay. She's recovering. We've all been praying, and we're so grateful. But at the time of this recording, none of that was known. And I had jotted down several of my thoughts and feelings that I was feeling that day.
Do you want to go run inside their barn and see if you could find their gorilla cart, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if you can grab that gorilla cart.
So today, me and Abraham loaded up Tiny with bags of dog food and headed out to their property to take care of their animals. Just trying to help wherever we could. We grabbed their gorilla cart and headed down towards the dog pen.
Thank you, Sunshine. Said thank you. I think what we need to do, I want you to walk that cart all the way down to the dog pen, okay?
We brought the bags of dog food from our place and hauled them to the house they're still building. I didn't want to leave it out with how the rain's been. The ground's been too wet for too long, and everything's just soggy. My place included. And I know I probably looked calm, maybe even happy. But underneath it all, my mind was racing. That's something not a lot of people see. I can be smiling, going about my day, but behind my eyes, I'm carrying 1,000 thoughts. This situation wasn't my tragedy. It wasn't my family, but it involved my friends, people that I deeply care about. It brought up old emotions, memories, feelings I thought I'd already processed. I know when I lost my dad, it was one of the most painful things that I've ever been through, and truthfully, it's been kind of a rough season for us. Gary and I have had one thing after another hit us lately, whether stopping and starting our build projects, getting shorted on materials right when we needed them the most, dealing with sickness, injury, and honestly, just good old-fashioned burnout and depression from all of it. We've had to pause and recalibrate, sit in some really heavy emotions that we didn't ask for. But you grow in pain. At least I do. I go inward, I get quiet, and I get really busy. I have to have something to do with my hands. Because I feel everything. I don't always know how to express it in the moment. That's why I personally feel like sharing my thoughts with you guys on this medium, writing things down and expressing it after the fact, it's been so good for me. And I really hope that somehow it's been good for you to hear me too. It is such a relief to know that Mike's mom is recovering. We made our way down and fed the dogs, gave them clean water and some scratches. They were all over us, muddy paws and big old smiles, and it grounded me a little. Even though my head was spinning with worry and memories, doing the work helped.
Babies! Here's a bowl.
Staying busy with my hands always helps.
Here's a bowl. Hi, buddy.
Even when
Hi,
we can't fix the big
babies.
things.
Hi, babies.
And I guess I've always been that way.
Babies. Hello, babies. Hello, babies. Hello, babies.
Come on. Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Yep. Okay. Come put these ones out too. There you go, guys. There you go. No, don't get on me. Don't get on me, Wednesday. All right, have a nice day, babies. You guys got food. Have a great day. Have a great day. Okay. Perfect. Good job. Bucket. Oh, good job. Everything all good?
Yep.
All good. Mama! Mama! Hello, mamas!
Why does that one look like Kathy so much?
They have the same mom.
Huh?
They have the same mom.
Oh.
Well, hello! Hi. Hello, Mama. Hello, Mama. What you got going on today? Mama. Oh, hello, babies. Baby mamas. All right, let's get them something. The goats, man, they act like they haven't eaten in weeks. But don't let them lie to you. They've had so much grass and grain and lots of lovin's and huggins and scratchins and pettins. But I swear, they could eat all day. It might not seem like a lot to some people, but taking care of the little things means a lot to the ones who need it. And when people are going through the hardest moments of their life, the unknown, having some confidence that someone is going to show up for you, it matters. And the impact is immeasurable. Speaking from my own personal experience, at least. Mm-hmm. Let's take this down to the creek so that way it's over there when we need to fill it up when we come back.
Okay.
All right, and then our work here is done.
Yes, it is, and it will be.
Thanks for your help, son.
You're welcome.
I say we leave the gorilla cart down here because we're going to be back.
Yeah.
And that way the gorilla cart is here. Because we're going to be back and we're going to need to fill up this and we're going to need to fill up this.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go grab the gorilla cart and we're just going to park it over here for now. We walked the cart back down and tucked it back where it belongs. And as we packed up and got ready to leave, I just kept thinking about how lucky we are. Lucky to have friends. Lucky to live a life where people still show up for each other. That's what love looks like. Not the fancy stuff, not the loud stuff, but the steady stuff. The quiet, faithful, we've got you stuff. And yeah, this season has been tough, but we're still here. We're still standing. We're still choosing to love, to build, to grow. And even on the days when it feels slow, we know that better days are coming. I can feel it. And until then, we just keep showing up for ourselves, for each other, and for the life we're building. One day at a time. And as everybody always says, this too shall pass.
Oh, here's the grader guy. Here's the grader guy.
What do they even do?
See how that has that big blade on it? Basically what he's doing is he's using that big blade to scrape the ground and to make it all flat. Have a nice day. Well, you want to go get some ices?
Yes.
It's nice and warm out today. I don't know what me and Dad got to get done today, but I know we got to get something done.
That's a big shed.
Where?
This?
Oh yeah, it is a big shed. Made it home from taking care of Mike and Lys's animals. And now I'm back at the 41.36 and I've got some things to do in the garden again. I swear it feels like deja vu. It's just very, very quickly, all of a sudden, you know, my beautiful garden looks like this. Overgrown, lots of weeds, lots of grass, and I'm sure as you guys feel, just the way that I feel, like I was just out here doing this. But, yep, I was. And I gotta do it again. So, I think first things first, I'm going to start maybe with some weed whacking. And then I'll pull, I don't know.
Beyond the cliffs, there's a breaker in the wall. I've never gone that far, roving in the dark. Climbing the basin, there were bands of buffaloes. In a murmuration, I fell into the fold. Another rugged mile pointed to the north, in conversation with an unseen force. Another rugged mile pointed to the north. I will be different than I was before. Slept in the shadow of a ponderosa pine, with the reasons for my crime burning up my mind. Flowers like candles on a way for me to run. I have to be the sun who I become. Another rugged mile pointed to the north, in conversation with an unseen voice.
All right, friends. Man, I'm soaking wet. It is so humid today. But I was able to use the old weed whacker and go on in here and whack all the grass that was grown up and around all of the blocks. And while I was weed whacking, I started looking at my plants and seeing what's growing and what's not growing, and just kind of, you know, taking an account, and even seeing if it was worth my time to go and pull all of the grass and the weeds out from the beds. I mean, I literally did that like 2 weeks ago, and I really don't want to keep up on it like that this year. Shame me if you want to, but I'm really feeling like I'm gonna just let the grass and like the clover stuff kind of just grow in the beds and let everything else grow up in between. I know it's going to be taking some of the nutrients from the soil. I know it's going to be absorbing some of the water. But again, it's one of those things where this year, this garden is just kind of my side project, back burner type of thing. But it's all good though, man. I do have quite a bit of grass growing inside the blocks too, which eventually I need to fill all of those blocks with soil, and then I can put some marigolds and stuff in there. That's definitely the plan, but I really don't want to be shovel life reclaimed right now. I feel like maybe in the future I will go that route, but just for this season, I don't think so. But anyhow, I thought I would give you guys a quick look around my garden and see what's growing and what's not. I've already picked a few things out that I'm going to be taking inside the house. But all in all, I think that it's doing pretty dang well. So let's check this out. Starting over here, friends, my kale. Kale is bunching, but the other one back there is not. So I basically just have one kale plant, but it's okay. It's not like I eat it every day. So believe it or not, this one little plant will be just enough for what I need to use it for. This right here is some different types of lettuce. You could tell that they are still getting attacked by bugs. I did the diatomaceous earth stuff, and I have also sprayed the Dawn dish soap out here, and it helped a little bit, but I think it's because of all the grass and the weeds. It's such an attraction for the bugs, you know? Anyhow, looking down yonder, you got more of my lettuces, and several of them have bolted. It's just been really, really hot when it's not raining, and then when it's not really, really hot, it is pouring down rain. So it's just been literally like a pendulum swinging from one extreme to the next. Extremely wet and in the 70s to pretty hot and in the 90s. Can't catch a break. Looking on over here at my tomato plants, I've got some tomatoes growing. Look on in here, friends. Where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? Look, look. Look, look. Do you see them? Do you see them? They're growing. And I got some down here too that are growing. A nice little bunch of them. And then I've also got a nice little bunch right there. And then another little bunch right there. And I got some kind of big ones back there. They're looking pretty big. Got more little baby bunches. I got some more over there. And just all the way through. Tomatoes every year always do really, really well for me. So I am not surprised that I have some tomatoes growing on the vine. I'm actually very happy that they are doing as well as they are, because again, I've been so hands-off this year with the garden. It makes me very, very pleased that I can just plant it and let it be, and I'm gonna get some food there, so I can keep letting it grow, because as you guys seen, they are all green, so none of them are quite ready yet, unless you like fried green tomatoes, which they are pretty tasty, but I want to let all of these kind of sit and hang out on the vine, get bigger, and then some nice BLTs will be in our future. Looking on over here, my jalapeno plants. Now, I already picked off a few of the jalapenos from the plant, but as you can see, I still left like a little one because it needs to grow. But I already picked off the big ones, and they were doing very, very well. They're still going to be giving me a lot more. You can see there's that one right there, but then there's also these tiny little buds right here, which those will also grow and be more jalapenos. Just, you know, in a few more weeks. I got nothing else going on in that bed. And right here, the aphids ate all of my snap peas. Bump, bump, ba-dump, wah. Completely destroyed this plant. Those aphids just took it over, completely destroyed it. Again, I did do the Dawn dish soap and mixed in with water and spray it on there, but I think I was just too late. I was too late, and now no peas. But at least I got one harvest. That's, you know, that's a positive. And also, this is the very first year that we're ever actually getting edible blueberries from our blueberry bush. Very, very sweet. Actually, very good. First year we're getting them, though. The last couple of years that we did the blueberries, you know, they just never actually ripened and they never actually fruited. So I think this plant is like at least, gosh, 2, maybe even 3 years old at this point. And I guess it seems right about on time. I could come out here and pick all of these blueberries, but there's probably about enough for a little snack. So I might come down here again with a bowl and pick them all off, but I don't have any good way to carry them up to the house at the moment, but it's okay. Now, since the peas are gone, the blueberries are doing pretty good. Have to come down with a bowl. We already checked out all this other side. Let's look over here. All of this is cucumbers, and they are growing pretty good. They're not climbing as high as I wanted them to. They're more so going out. I've tried kind of getting them to go up, but they want to go out, so I'm going to let them do what they want to do. I was able to pick a couple of different cucumbers off of here, though, and I've got plenty that I'm still kind of just leaving to continue growing and doing their thing. I got this nice fat boy right here, and I got some that are really yellow, and I don't know if I should pick it or not, or if I should just like let it be. I don't think it's gonna all of a sudden turn green. I just don't know. But there's so many flowers on here, guys. Like, as long as they get pollinated, they're going to be more cucumbers. Like, that one right there is going to grow into being a cucumber. If you just look on down the line, there's one right here that'll grow into being a cucumber. And there's a ton of them. And I was able to pick a few, so I'm going to take it up and use it for my salad today with those jalapenos I picked. And, you know, that's good for just coming out here today, just randomly, right? But the cucumbers are doing very good. They're producing good fruit for me, and I can't ask for anything else. This is my grapevine, and I have yet to get any grapes off of it, but she did come back. I thought that she was a goner after this winter. She completely shriveled up and died, but she did come back, so that's promising. Although, again, no grapes on it yet, and that could be because it's still too young. I got that plant maybe last year, so this is probably its second year, so maybe the next year I'll get some fruit off of there. Speaking of fruit, though, all this right here is my watermelons, and they have certainly decided to come and take over right here. When I was kind of moving things around, I did not see any watermelon buds or anything, so there's no fruit on there yet, but I see a lot of flowers, you know, and there's been a lot of bees in here, so maybe we're gonna find out. The strawberries are doing very, very good. There's a ton of them in here, actually. Like, this guy looks pretty yummy. Oh, got a little buggy on him. But there's a ton of strawberries in here. I did hear the suggestion about putting straw under here because they're strawberries. And so I hear ya, and I feel that. I just don't have any straw at the present time. But there are several in here. I just don't know if I'm gonna grow any that are actually gonna be edible, because by the time that I get them, they're all kind of squishy, and the bugs really like them. Would you look at that, friends? Remember how much I cut this guy down, my onions? Yeah, but what is it, 2 weeks? And they're already this high again, so they need another chopping. but I don't really have any need for them right now, so I'm gonna let them chill. My cilantro, doing super good. I actually used some of these for tacos the other day, and it's just the gift that keeps on giving. Sweet basil, being sweet, being basil-y. I like it. The oregano, doing pretty good, sprouting out a little bit, but I'm not mad with it. And my spearmint, I haven't been able to use any of it for any mock mojitos or anything yet because I need to get some soda. But I think next time I go to town, I'm gonna pick up some Sprite and then maybe like a little bit of grenadine, and then I'll use some of my spearmint and I'll make like some cherry mock mojitos, Mel's Delight. I don't know, whatever that makes, but it sounds good to me, so I don't know. Oh, before I get out of here, I wanted to show you guys the plants that I was able to pick. Ta-da! Jalapenos and some funny shaped cucumbers, but they're gonna taste good, so that's all that matters. I would say for just, you know, random day coming out here, pretty decent amount of grub to be bringing back up to the house. Again, I still need to come down and get rid of all of those blueberries. It's gonna make for a nice little snack. Not really much else but that, but I wanted to show you guys one more thing before I grab those and go back up to the house. And that is along the berry line. Check this out, friends. Look! We've got a rando blackberry bush that's just growing right here on this whole side. And it has a friend right over there. So right outside the garden, we have a ton of blackberries. And this is perfect because, you know, I've been wanting to pick the wild blackberries. These just grew up randomly right here. We didn't plant them. And it's a really nice, safe spot to be able to pick them without having to worry about like all the snakes and all the different things that are out in our power line area where the big, huge thing of blackberry bushes are. So I'm really happy that they decided to grow right here. And I think, again, later on today, I'm going to come down with a bowl. Maybe me and the kids will pick down some of these blackberries and get the rest of the blueberries. And we'll see what I can do with it. But there is so many berries. There's a ton of them that are black and ready to get off of the vine, but there is so much more that in about another 2 weeks from now that are going to be ready again to get off the vine. So I should be getting myself prepared for jam season, huh? I think that's all I'm going to do in my garden for today and for right now. It is super duper humid. You see my little bang is soaking wet. I'm soaking wet. And I'm very tired from doing that. The heat is like sucking all of my energy out of me. So I'm going to take these vegetables inside the house, get them washed. The storm that blew through completely collapsed and ruined the big, huge shade structure that's over all of the wood for the siding. Yay! And I know that we planned to do something about that. I don't know what we're going to do about that, but we plan to do something about that. So I'm going to take the vegetables in, see what Gary wants to get going on and doing. And I'll catch back up with you guys here in just a little bit. Well, friends, I went in and washed those vegetables and went and checked on Gary, see if he's ready to go for the day. And no sooner did I get a drink of water, take a quick little rest, did about an hour live stream, and now we're ready to come out here and deal with that whole mess. Another storm is about to hit us in, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe longer, maybe shorter, I'm not sure. Getting pretty tired of it though. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's too damn bad. Like they say in Holes, right? As you guys can see on the last storm, like completely destroyed. And right here, Gary's got some of the old metal, like the scrap metal from some of our like portable garages that have also been destroyed in the past. We have like a boneyard of just like scrap metal and stuff. And so Gary was picking his brain, looking at the the metal here, and it's all mangled and stuff. And he's like, well, I got a metal pile. Maybe I can make something happen here. But I don't know if we're going to be able to make something happen before the next storm comes. And it's really windy and stuff too, so we're going to be fighting this tarp. I don't know what to do. What are you thinking, babe?
I'm losing my mind. That's what I'm thinking.
You're losing your mind?
Weather's not cool, man. The problem is it's covered right now.
Yeah.
Somewhat,
I mean, somewhat.
The second we start messing with this, we're gonna have to get the water that's inside of the top of it out as well. So we gotta dismantle all of that. And then that's gonna expose everything right there. And then it's, yes, now we're gonna have to really get it covered. You know, and we're fighting this battle between the wind and the rain and everything else. Then it's, do we uncover it to the second that we get it uncovered, it's gonna rain. And then we're gonna have to mess with it in the rain. I'm getting tired of this crap, man.
I am too. This might have to just be a battle we live to fight another day.